For TigerDetails.com, Jerit Roser here with James Smith in Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, following LSU's 46-41 defeat of Alabama in a 1-2 in some of the rankings, 2-3 in the college football playoffs. LSU now turns to 3 remaining regular season games: Ole Miss, Arkansas, and then at home against Texas A&M. And we were just talking about, does this cement their playoff situation either way? They're obviously in the driver's seat in that SEC West. What does this mean for the way the rest of the season sets up for the Tigers?
I think barring an upset in one of those final 3 regular season games, I think they're a lock. If they were to lose one of those games and then maybe stumble in the SEC championship game, they're out. I think if they were to finish the regular season undefeated, regardless what happens in that SEC championship game, which looks like it might be Georgia, but regardless what happens, I think LSU would be a shoo-in at that point to at least be in the top 4. But of course, if you run through this now, 3 more games, SEC championship game, you'll be the number 1 seed. What's going to be interesting to see is who backs in. Does Alabama back in as that 4 seed? Does Georgia sneak in if they were able to beat LSU in the SEC championship game? What kind of happens on the back end of that bracket is what I find really intriguing at this point, because I feel like, Ohio State barring an upset, LSU barring an upset, those 2 teams are pretty much locked.
Yeah. And I guess looking at the rest of those SEC games, the Rebels, the Razorbacks, the Aggies have all had their share of struggles. So LSU clearly enters as the favorite, and likely those teams should theoretically be overmatched on any given Saturday the rest of the way, barring some stumbles, some letdown. I don't get the sense from this group that they're going to come back from this Alabama game and suddenly feel like they've accomplished a goal or have any slip-up. They seem like they're locked and loaded for bigger things.
Yeah, I don't think there's such thing as a trap game when you're a team full of veteran leaders, and that's what this LSU team is. There is no trap game for LSU. They're not going to look past Ole Miss or Arkansas. This is a veteran. There's a lot of seniors and juniors throughout this roster. And then you have composed, competitive guys like Joe Burrow leading the team, and Lloyd Cushenberry and all these guys. This team's not going to let up. They'll go in 30, 40-point favorites over the next 2 weeks. Ole Miss, Arkansas, they'll steamroll those 2 teams. Go into Texas A&M, they're going to have a big chip on their shoulder trying to get back and revenge that loss last year in the 39 overtimes or whatever the hell happened. But I don't think this team's going to overlook anyone. I don't think there's such thing as a trap game for a team like this with that type of leadership.
There you go. He's James Smith. I'm Jerit Roser. Make sure you stick with us on TigerDetails.com as LSU moves forward now from this 46-41 defeat of Alabama and into that Ole Miss matchup next week on the road.